Welcome to the episode 3. We episode 3 now of Scattercast. This is Dirt McGirt, and today we have Poot Nannies. Hey Poot.
Okay.
And then we got Theodius. How's it going, Teddy?
Hanging in there like swimwear.
Oh my gosh. And then of course we got Gainer Coon. How's it going, Gainer?
Doing well.
Everybody doing good today?
Yep.
It's after
Yes, sir.
Thanksgiving. So today we're going to be talking a couple topics. We have we'll do a quick review on Stadia, Google Stadia that I checked out this week. And we're going to talk about, since we just had a launch of this new generation, we're going to talk about some just launch titles, launch lineups, some of the best or some that stood out, from previous generations. And then we're going to talk about big news from this week, Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5. Got a lot of people talking. So we're going to talk about that. But first, let's go around and just see how everybody's doing. What has everybody been watching or playing this week?
I just
Oh,
beat
me,
every
gentlemen.
single Street Fighter up to Street Fighter 4.
Wow, nice. Did you
Yeah,
100% up?
I got the collection, so I was trying to get the trophies. So I had to start from 1, and then 2, and then Champion, then Dash, and then all of them all the way up. It's very painful, the old ones.
The original Street Fighter
Oh,
is
man.
so
Oh, that
horrible.
Terrible.
I know. Oh. Well,
Has
I
like
my
a
hat's off to
random-
you.
It has like a random input window.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It was just like flailing around trying to get like moves out. It's just.
Yeah.
We're trying to read to see, like, how do you input supers, because none come out. I guess supers were kind of considered secret moves at the time. Like, you weren't really supposed to do them.
Oh,
Yeah.
supers aren't in the first game.
Not
No,
supers,
the
but they
special
have
moves.
special
The
moves.
Shoryuken can take like 3/4 of a life if you get it to land.
Oh yeah, that's the thing, and you have to do it at the correct timing.
Eh,
Can't
I-
be too fast, can't be too slow.
I guess
Yeah.
it's better to do it with negative edge. That's what Junior read. Did it help?
Yeah, they kept saying negative edge shit, but it never still worked for me, so I just kept mashing.
Well, you have to do it in a one of the guys on, I can't remember who it was, but he was saying that it's the timing. Remember, up down down was up down down. You had to keep the timing, and if you sped up if you did it too fast, it wouldn't input. If you did it too slow, but it's and the Shuriken was a perfect, like, you have to hold it down for this many seconds, this many seconds, this many seconds, and then release, and it's a timing thing basically.
Mm.
What
Yeah,
was
Yeah,
this
it was-
for?
But it just wasn't
I was
consistent.
playing the 30th anniversary edition,
Is
and
it
I
like
wanted
an
to get
achievement?
all the achievements. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and so you have to beat each of the Street Fighter games on there, the arcade, and then the other hidden trophy is you have to get Akuma in Super Turbo.
Oh, how to choose them? Yeah.
Well, not to
Is
choose
that
them,
on,
just fight against them.
I
is that
do
on
unlock them.
PlayStation?
PlayStation, yeah, 4.
Or 5.
Cool.
On the 5.
Oh,
But
I'm playing on 5, but it's PlayStation 4
Oh.
game.
I cannot wait for another 11, 12 days.
why? What's
Oh.
coming out?
For Fantasy Star Online?
Professor Layton online MMO.
No, there is
not.
not.
Yes, no.
You're lying.
No,
You say that, but I'm
Cyberpunk.
looking to buy Professor Layton this one for my niece. She really wants it. She played it on 3DS and beat it, and now she wants it on the Switch again. So I'm keep looking up to see if there's any sales for it.
Capcom, you missed it. Capcom had a really big sale, like in the last month, and all their Professor Layton pack was like, I think it was $12 for the Switch. You just missed it, brother. Go on Deku's deals. You may could find it in another region.
Oh no, I looked on Deku
But he's
deals.
trying to find it, I think, physical for a gift.
Yeah.
No, you can get stuff from Deku deals physically. I have.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that sale, that Capcom sale, I think was digital only,
But
right?
Professor
Oh.
Layton did Capcom.
Yeah, that's right. It was digital.
Professor Layton's Nintendo.
Oh, is it? It's published. Isn't it made by Capcom though?
No, nothing to do with Capcom.
Interesting.
No,
It-
Professor Layton's not Capcom.
No, Ace Attorney. That's Capcom.
Yeah.
They're not
Oh,
related.
that's what I'm thinking.
And I already
Ace
bought that.
Attorney.
I bought that for her already because
Yeah,
I like
no,
those.
I don't know why I switched those up.
Well, they had a crossover game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
knew
I
that's what
thought they were
happened.
the same. I thought they were the same
crossed over, and then when it
developers.
crossed over, it just crossed over in my mind and never went back.
It stayed there.
Yeah.
The Layton games are fun. I like Layton games.
Has Ace Attorney
Yeah,
been
they're
on
fun.
any other systems besides Nintendo systems? Maybe
PlayStation, I
PSP,
believe.
maybe.
Yeah, it's
There's
been
a
on every system.
collection coming out.
Mm.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a collection with the extra games in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's been on PlayStation. It's been on Xbox. The the Wii. The Ace Attorney's been on lots of stuff.
Yeah, it's a great seller. Hopefully they'll come up with something new.
Have
I
you
don't know,
played
it's
any
been a
more
while.
Teddy? Have you played any more Three Houses?
Yes, I
Ooh.
finally at the which I'm playing it just one day at a time, literally, or 1 week at a time every day. So I just finally got to the first battle when you after you choose your house. I chose the Golden Deers,
Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff basically,
Hmm.
and so after you choose your house, you go through a week, talk to some people, get some more level up, and now I'm at the mock battle between the three houses.
So in the game, is it like Persona where it's day by day, like a calendar system?
Yeah, it's a calendar system, so it moves you along, and every time you have a day, you have to teach something to your students, and then on your day off, you could do a free roam where you can walk around, or you can have meals with your students,
Do
like
you
tea time
boost
with your students,
stats
or
or
build.
something if you talk to them?
Hmm?
Do you boost like their stats or something?
If you talk to them, you do missions for them, like find their missing stuff. It increases their like towards you and towards them, and then they get more encouraged, and with more encouragement, I think it's called encouragement. More encouragement, they're able to do more stuff during school time. They get more encouraged to do more things, or is it inspiration? Inspiration, I think it is called.
And if they're
Or
more
that,
inspired, then they're better in battle.
well, they're better in class, which you can in class, and you can teach them more stuff, which makes them up there. If you're
They're
teaching
just
them to
they're
be a
just
lancer,
pawns, right?
huh?
They're just your pawns to use in battle, correct?
But actually, the story makes them more lovable. They're just not pawns anymore. You actually get to know your students. You get to grow with them. You learn them. You build relationships with them. You can build a loving relationship with one of them. You could find a waifu if you want to. But no,
Ooh,
this is more
that
about like
crosses some
they're
lines.
not pawns. You don't want them to die. You want to keep them as long as you can, because that's what Fireman's about. It's about
Does it
once
make it
they're
more?
dead.
Does it make
You
it more
don't want them.
sad when they die?
I don't. I use it on the casual mode because I don't like the permadeath.
Ah,
So.
okay.
Yeah, I'm a casual player. I'm not that deep into the.
How about you, JP? Have you been playing anything, watching anything this week?
I finished Vinland Saga.
Oh, how did
Oh, how is it?
It's okay.
26 episodes?
It was 24.
Oh, okay, 24.
The prologue.
Okay. Is there,
There's still
so
more.
there's more to come?
I guess it's not out yet though. I hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just it's not bad. It's worth watching all the way through.
yeah, I have to finish it. Set up my
Oh,
Amazon Prime again.
I
Oh,
have
Just
been
the main
watching.
character. I find the main character really annoying.
he doesn't get any better.
No,
Oh,
doesn't. He
okay.
does not. He actually starts getting worse at the last
Is he still just
episode.
like single-handedly just focused on revenge like the whole time?
Yeah, except at the very, very end of the prologue, which I'm
Uh,
not going to give away.
okay.
Something does change, but not exactly.
If you won't give it away, how much would you sell it for?
It's a
So
different
what?
different give it
Oh,
away.
oh,
The
I get
ending.
it.
You say you didn't want to give it away. I'll buy it from you.
What were you saying you're watching, Teddy?
I was watching The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Oh yeah, how
That
is
is
that?
interest. Oh, it is crazy. It time traveling, ghosts, no ghosts, monsters. It is. We're just me and my girl sitting there. What is going on? No, no it's it's interesting. I should give it a shot.
Okay.
So far, so
The
good. It's a
Haunting of
drip
Bly
feed.
Manor. Do you have to see the first Haunting? Is it related?
No, not related.
Oh,
This is it not related?
No, it's anthology. They're not connected.
Okay.
As I understand it, there's no connection. They're based on two different stories,
okay.
books.
I started watching second season of His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I got to get back
So
into that.
I think it's only been I think 3 episodes are out now, but I just saw the first and second season. It's good. I like it. Still continues off.
Yeah, it's been a while for that thing.
Does it continue off with the first season, or
Yeah,
does
yeah, it
new
continues
characters?
right off. Like if you don't remember the first season, you should probably go back and do a crash course because it just starts right off. Like they're talking about some characters. I'm like, who is that? I don't remember who that person was.
Serafina Putko, is she one of them?
Seraphina is the witch. She
Have
was
you
talking
got?
about her friend Roger dying. I'm like, which one is Roger?
Roger, that's the boy that
Yeah, that's
disappeared
the
at the
main one because
beginning.
there's 2 boys that died, and then Roger was her friend that was the kitchen boy. But it's funny
Yeah,
because
that's one that
she met up with the guy from the human world, so they're
Oh,
in a
she
third
did.
world. Yeah, so it's her from
Okay.
her world, and then the guy from the human world, and they met up in this third world. And it's just kind of funny how they're just talking about the differences of between their two worlds. I'm like, so we call this that, and you call this that, and about
Have
him
you
not
guys
having a demon. And what's up,
Oh
Teddy?
yeah.
have you guys been watching Snowpiercer?
No,
No.
I've
Interesting.
not
Very
seen the
interesting.
movie. I've not seen the movie or the TV show.
Don't the movie and the TV show are like watching um
But I hear the
it,
movie's excellent.
huh?
I heard the movie is excellent.
The movie's okay. It's a romp.
Oh,
It's interesting, but it's like
It's Chris
I
Evans,
don't.
right?
Hmm?
Doesn't it have Chris Evans, Captain America, in
Chris
the
Evans
movie?
is yes, he's
it's
in
directed
it.
by what's his name?
Ron Howard,
No, the guy who did
Leonard
Parasite.
Nimoy,
The guy who did Parasite.
Leonard Nimoy,
Oh, the Korean director?
Yeah, the Korean director.
Who? I can't remember his name.
Chow Yun Fat.
Oh, now you're being
Daddy,
offensive.
that's just racist.
He is Korean. He's a Korean actor and a director.
But that's
No,
not.
he's not.
He doesn't direct every Korean movie, Daddy.
Chow Yun
I
Fat's
can
not
say
good.
that you said that, sir.
Just like I used to know somebody who I used to think every black actor was Will Smith. Like,
That's
is
Teddy.
that Will Smith? They're like, no, not every.
Did you see the reunion
No, not
with
yet.
No.
Is it
him and
good?
Avi? With him and Avi was really good because remember with the whole issue with her being fired and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So they finally get to talk after 30 something years,
So it's not
20 something
awkward.
years. It yeah, it was.
Uh-huh.
It was, but it's interesting to hear what happened because nobody ever really heard the true story. Everybody's like, oh, I heard it was this, I heard it was that, and back then, I don't know if you guys know, but there was a big to do with light skinned and blacks and dark skinned blacks.
Oh,
You know,
really? And it had to do with
thinking
the show.
one
Is that
one
why?
was
Is
better than
that why she got kicked off the show or something?
well, when in the group I was in, the
That's
place I
been
was at, the church, it was always come up as a discussion, and because the new envoy was a lot light skinned, they were thinking it was in Bel Air they wouldn't have a mother that dark and that ghetto like she was, so we need someone who's a little bit more presentable, a little bit more Huxtable like, and so that's why that was the whole hearsay that I grew up with, as that's why it ended, and Will Smith didn't want her on it. So I'm not sure what happened until you listen to
Oh,
the
okay.
what you call. I was like, wow, Will Smith did her dirty, kind of.
Really? So they're thinking that he's the one who got her taken off the show?
Well, no, they admit it.
Oh,
They actually go into it and say, yeah, I was the reason, and there's no excuse, and I'm
that's
sorry.
not the reason. She was asking for like equal pay with other people, and they didn't want to raise her pay, and so they found someone else for her.
I know I
There
didn't say
was
that was the reason. I
there
said that
was
was that.
tension
Yeah,
between
but
Will Smith and her.
no, I know, no,
but Will
I
Smith
didn't
was
say that
still
was the reason.
the
I said
reason.
that was the reason that I heard in my circle growing
Okay.
up with adults talking to other adults, and we're listening in on it,
Was it
and
Samantha?
why they
Did
thought it
Samantha
was
tell you
going
that?
down.
You
Huh?
can't listen. You can't listen to what Samantha's telling you.
So who?
Samantha.
Who's
She probably
Samantha?
started that.
Who's
Oh,
that?
Samantha from the show.
I don't even know a Samantha.
I don't know
Oh,
Samantha either.
we're just talking. Is that an Olaf reference? Frozen 2?
That is. It's an
Oh
off
boy.
reference.
Oh
I
boy. And plus, we've all been playing some Phasmophobia,
yes,
which
that
we've
horror.
recorded. We've recorded some. We'll have it on our YouTube channel if anybody wants to check it out. And there'll be more to come. But it was pretty freaky. It's pretty addicting. You want to get up there, get more items,
Yeah,
open new
I was
maps.
playing it today.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
trying unlock body cam.
Oh, that's like level
And
8, right? It's way up
yeah,
there.
and I figured some stuff out that was getting us killed before. Like
We really
we were
got to.
doing some things
We
wrong.
really got to. Yeah, be able to use the spirit box better. I don't think we always
Yeah,
use it right.
yeah, that was one thing. I found out why Spirit Box works sometimes and not others. Like why we thought that,
Okay.
and how to get it working
And
all the
we
time when it's supposed to work.
and like finding the room and like setting up the stuff in the right room,
Yeah,
because certain stuff can happen in other parts of the house, right? But the ghost is still like,
so the ghost can move around. So like
oh, it can.
even with the whatchamacallit, thermometer,
Yeah.
you can find where the ghost is usually, but it won't go freezing necessarily right away.
Yeah.
You can find it cold spots wherever you're walking. It's probably right there because it's always roaming around the house. Um, but it has like a base point, you know.
Okay.
And eventually, if you don't get the freezing right away, you come back a little bit later. If it's still not freezing, then it's not part of the evidence.
Okay, so give it some time. Just like the EMF, I've noticed like sometimes it'll only be a 2 or 3, but then
Oh
like
yeah, the
later
EMF is
on,
like wonky as heck.
then it can trigger a 5. Like,
Yeah, I got one where it started doing a 4 early on.
hmm
It was a demon or an oni, so it was really aggressive. And I was like, dang, a 4. I better keep this out until I get the 5. Nope, killed me. And then when I went
oh,
to look, it was not didn't need an EMF.
okay, so it didn't hit it. So it never would
Right.
have hit a 5.
No, I had to like
The
look on the wiki to see how it works.
Yeah,
the
because
EMF5 is just that's what's the evidence.
only certain
Yeah.
ones will trigger a 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's what
the
the whole thing
evidence.
is. Like, let's say you've got 2 of the 3 evidences, and you're like, well,
Yeah,
it's one or the other monster, so I don't know which one.
yeah.
I'll
Might as
just
well
since I'm
guess.
getting an EMF reading, I'll go with the EMF. Well, that can actually throw you off.
Yeah.
Um, and the last one I did, uh, it ended up being a poltergeist, but it was like freezing, it was showing my breath, and that's not one of the requirements. So there's some goofy stuff in there still. I ended up picking a different ghost, even though this
Well,
ghost was throwing things all the time.
it makes sense to throw in some false. You don't want to be like, oh, there's nothing here. But if you throw in a little breath, maybe it's the ghost, but that's not the right evidence you're looking for. So they're just throwing that sleight of hand. They're um, tricking you. They throw some false positives in there.
Well, they shouldn't because I mean they really don't know
No, no, I
anything,
don't
I
think it
guess.
throws a
Yeah,
false positive. I think every
damn ghost shouldn't be trying to trick us.
no, I don't think
Damn.
like only certain ghosts do this. The speaker box, they won't trigger a false speaker box, and the EMF, like every ghost will trigger an EMF, but only certain ghosts will trigger the level 5.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is what I found.
and
Like
yeah,
if you get a level 3, I believe,
hmm
then you've got a 25 to 50% chance of it going to a level 5 soon. Um, but all ghosts can, I guess, trigger it,
yeah,
but just not a level 5. So sometimes you'll get to a level 3 and then a level 4, and you're like, this has got to be an EMF spirit.
mhm,
So I'll just put that in and narrow it down and leave, and then boom, you're wrong.
yeah,
So that's why I always make sure I get the 5,
yeah.
but you need to piss it off a little bit to get to 5 usually. So
But
it's a
even if you
risk.
take it off, it doesn't. It's not a guarantee it'll hit the 5 because only
I
certain
know.
ones. Yeah,
That's why I want the ghosts that don't use it
yeah,
because I can solve it in like 3 minutes if they don't use it.
yeah. Yeah, we should be able to. Once you can identify the room, if you can properly check everything, you should be able to identify it faster.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I unlocked some new places. I didn't see them, but
Oh,
they're called medium-sized maps.
okay. Oh, they're gonna be
So
huge now, because I mean, even the
yes,
small
like
maps
six
are.
bedroom houses. Yeah.
Jeez. All
So
right, that's crazy. All right, anything else anybody's been watching or playing?
what else did I
Any
play?
headlines from the week anybody wants to talk about?
Darth Vader died.
Oh yeah, Pros.
Yeah.
What was his first name?
The
I
voice
don't.
guy?
The guy who
No,
actually
no, no.
played in the suit.
The mask. The guy in the mask. Not James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
The actor.
What was his
When it was
name?
when they took off the mask and it was that old white guy.
I don't
Okay.
even think that was him. I don't think that was his face.
So it
I,
was just the guy who's in the suit.
the guy who was
Yeah.
It was
always
the
in
masked
the suit.
person who walked around. That was
Yeah,
acting
waving
out.
his
David
hands, acting like he was
David
talking.
Prowse. Yeah.
Did you know that James Earl Jones did not get credited in the movie in the beginning? His name did not roll in the credits.
Who? James Earl Jones?
I remember
Yeah,
him from The Sandlot.
yeah, he was the voice of Vader, and he never
Yeah.
when it originally rolled, they never put his name in the credits.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
really?
they went back later and put him in, but yeah,
That's
Uh,
crazy.
that was a big deal. Like, yeah, he's a black actor, and he didn't even get his name in the credits. That's a
That
robbery.
sucks. I guess in the originally they were gonna have that David Prowse was gonna do, because I think when they were filming, he was doing all the voice and all the talking and stuff, and then I think it was a decision later on in post to replace his voice with James Earl Jones. I don't think it was like it didn't
last
carry
minute.
Yeah, it didn't carry enough
Well,
Wait,
presence
James
and
Earl
stuff.
Jones's voice is way better for it.
Yeah, it was
oh, he just has
perfect.
that melodic beat, like a rattling in his voice. It's like,
And
Yeah,
it goes with a little bit of the
the
mic
ras.
sound
Yeah,
that goes with it. Yeah, it just
yeah.
kind of works.
He has a very melodic voice. It's almost like he's almost singing when he's talking.
kind of like James Corden.
Who? James Gordon.
Corden. Sorry, I just
I'm
saw
not
that
sure who that
movie,
is.
Super Intelligence. He's white, Teddy. He's British.
You mean Bruce Willis?
James Corden. He's a British talk show host, and he's also he's been
From
on
Cats. You remember
broadcast.
Cats, Teddy?
He's been on
Oh
Broadway
no
and
no
does
no, James
musicals.
Gordon. I think I know who you're talking about. He always has American and different actors on there. He's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
He's got an American talk
flamboyant.
show. Yeah, he's the.
Okay.
I just saw his movie on HBO Max, Super Intelligence, and it's a computer that kind of takes over all the electronics in the world. And when it's talking to this one girl who wants to like study her, he talks in James Corden's voice because that's who calms her down because she really loves him. Just like something about his voice, it's always so lyrical and calming. So that's why I made a James Corden joke.
Hmm.
All right, so let's talk
Gotcha.
about our first topics here. I'm gonna just talk a little bit about Stadia, Google Stadia. So I tried it out this week. I got the Pro for a free month to try it out. So I've just been playing the games from the little that come with Pro. I haven't bought any games yet, and it's nice. I like it. It runs really good. I played it on my phone. I played it on PC. Haven't tried it on the computer because you have to have the controller for that. But I played this game called Guilt, and I played Immortals Phoenix Rising on there. They have a little a demo to play.
How
Both are
was
fun.
that?
They're both fun. Oh, Phoenix Rising's fun. It was good.
I still think they should have kept the Gods and Monsters.
Oh, the title?
Yeah.
Yeah, Immortals Phoenix
Yeah.
Rising is kind of hard to say and remember. Gods and
Not really. It's
Monsters.
just like, okay, what does that have to do with anything? The gameplay, or I mean, Gods and Monsters. It broke it down. You're dealing with gods and the monsters that they're dealing with. Perfect. This
Yeah.
more Immortal Phoenix. It's like, oh, it to me it sounds like they put an American splash on it because Americans maybe would like this sound of this over something else.
Yeah.
It's not palatable.
But the technology, man, I'm really happy with it. Only a couple times like did it kind of stutter. And some of the textures, especially in Guilt, it's kind of a dark game, so some of the textures are kind of muddled. It looks like some like artifacts from compression or something like that.
Hmm.
But the frame rate was good. I don't like the shop. I don't like the menus for it. It's kind of hard to get around, and the game itself is a little bit tough to get around. But I don't know. I guess if cloud gaming is going to be the future, it's not going to be that
What
bad of a thing.
what controller are you using?
I was just using a PS4 on my computer on my PC.
And so now you can try GeForce Now. See what you think about that.
GeForce Now, yeah, I'll check it out
Yeah,
too.
it's another streaming service, and I was gonna do it, but I still think what it does is it uses your PC. It tethers to your PC through your tablet, or whatever, and then you can
Mhm.
play a game
But right,
through.
but right now, like at this point in time, I don't think there's a real point to it because I'd rather, if I'm gonna buy like Cyberpunk, I'd rather buy it on the PC or the
Oh yeah,
PS5.
definitely, yeah.
So there's no point in me buying it for Stadia unless I really want to be able to like play it on my Chromebook or to play it on a phone on the go. That I can kind of see is the draw. But I mean, if not, there's no real point in having it. Like the Pro Store, the games are very small. The free games that you get,
Hmm.
there's like Dead by Daylight, but there's not a whole lot of great stuff.
This is for kids who really have no sense of worth, and they want a game and they want it now for the holidays so they can be cool, so they can take it to school and show their friends that hey, I'm playing Cyberpunk 2020 on lunch
That's kind of
recess.
cool, yeah.
And I
I can
mean, you
see that.
think
It's
about
about
the
showing
amount of
off.
kids out there, they make up a majority of our market, especially in the video games. We think we do, but there's 30 kids being born this second right now who are gonna, in 10 years, be, adopting the next systems and stuff like that. And, they're the ones who are buying that they're being bought for. And yeah, so they're kind of controlling the market, which sucks.
Yeah.
So they're leading it to this whole all digital, all download because they don't have that sense of worth of
You know,
having something in your hand and being able to be patient.
that's kind of tough on them, but I can see what you're saying. They want to show off. But I mean, kind of showing off with cool stuff's kind of been around from forever, right?
Hmm.
We get
I
the
got a new
new,
hogger,
yeah. I take it to new marbles, take it to school to show off, being able to play a new game on your phone.
new pogs.
But it is kind of nice not having to download and install everything. Like when I wanted to play, Hello Neighbor or something, boom, you
Mhm.
just start it up. It just, you're automatically in. You don't have to
What's
install
the
anything.
range that Stadia allows? Like,
You have
how
to be
far
on.
back can you play?
What do you mean? You have to just
Like,
be.
can you play PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2?
No, just PC games that are on their
Okay.
store. So it's not like every game's on there. That's what sucks. Like the technology for playing the game is good. There's not that much stuff in the store. There's not that much stuff in the pro subscription. So there's no real. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody to get right now. But just kind
Yeah,
of neat that the
yeah,
technology's, it's almost there. It's pretty much ready.
there's
How did
no
the lag feel?
benefit.
No, not that much. It was a lot better. You can tell a little bit, but it's really, for the most part, I was really impressed.
Now, me, I'm the type of person that probably wouldn't use it for a lot of Twitch
Yeah,
action games.
and
So I'd probably either use it for RPGs, and they say, yeah, it's perfect for RPGs, games you don't have to have a
third
Twitch
person
response for.
adventure action games, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think, Twitch shooting games are going to be ever, you know, adequate on like streaming service.
Yeah, unless they somehow have a delay where the delay is still in time with everybody else, so where if you fire a bullet, it's delayed, but then it's still yeah, there's no way
Isn't
they're
that
gonna be
like
able to
how
do that.
GGPO, isn't that kind of how it works, JP?
With rollback.
GGPO is
Like the lag is shared with everybody, right? Like,
no, it's non-server, it's peer-to-peer.
yeah, so it's not server side, there's no server at all?
No, it's just
Oh,
rollback,
okay.
which is like the original net code.
Okay.
For first-person shooters and stuff, people would attach to someone would be the main one
Yeah.
hosting, and then like you can get, I don't know, like say Doom, like 4 players on at the same time, and then they would just update each player, and if they weren't in the area that they had updated to the original client, then it would roll them back to that area. So you would zip around sometimes when you turned a corner in time, but it'll just zip you around the corner.
Okay, but it's the most fair way, right?
Yeah, for fighting games, that's what you need to use.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's not lag
it,
on one side and
yeah,
not on some
technically,
other
even
side.
even delay. I mean, delay based can be used with GGPO, like with
You can do both.
yeah,
Mm,
because if you delay a little bit, it gives you a little bit more leeway, so you don't warp as much.
okay.
But yeah, the idea is to make it feel like offline. So normally, like Street Fighter 5, for example, uses GGPO style code, and but they put a ton of input delay because they didn't implement it very well,
I
and
see.
you still get warping around, and then offline you get a lot of input lag. So they Capcom knows how to screw things up.
All
they
right. Yeah,
Very
know
but
how to
much.
make great things and then screw them right up.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Stadia was cool. Technology was better than I thought it was gonna be. It's worth like playing with it just to see how it works. But it's
Oh
not
yeah.
something I'm gonna cancel the pro before, my free month is over. I'm not gonna buy any games on it. I'd rather just buy it on a
But
PC
you
or
have good internet, right?
yeah.
Well, you
So,
still have the free version, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
paid anything for it.
because if you wanted like a 1080p, 60 frames per second,
I
you need
think
a really good.
yeah, I think you can get that free without buying the pro. Like if you just buy a game without a subscription, I think the most you can go up is the 1080p. And I guess
Oh,
you could do 4K, but you have to be a pro member.
you have to be like on that the FiOS or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. No, I think you can do it with like I think if you have 25 download is what they tell you to have.
Oh,
Yeah. So if you got 25 megabit download and I forgot maybe 5 up is the recommendations. Alrighty. So let's talk about. We just had 2 new consoles launch this last 2 weeks. So I was reading some stuff about, launch lineups, and it just made me thinking, what do you guys think the best launch title ever and launch lineups amongst consoles? Anything jump to mind?
launch title wise.
Yeah, start. Let's see. Has anybody bought a console at launch? And which ones have you bought? I bought a
I've bought
PS2.
I've bought every
PS2,
Nintendo from the
Wii.
GameCube, every Nintendo console from the GameCube
So,
on up.
so you got GameCube at
Pretty much.
launch.
Got GameCube at launch.
You got, so what was after GameCube? Wii U?
I got the Wii
Wii.
U at launch. I got
Ooh.
the Wii at launch, and then I got the Switch at launch.
Really?
Oh yeah. So I've
I
been
Nice.
think I got.
there, day one adoption.
What was it? Was it the Super Nintendo at launch? I may have gotten that one.
Did you really?
And yeah, but we did get the launch game, which I thought was really good, which was Super Mario World.
And that was
That
packed
was
in.
one of the best ones.
Yes, and
And
that's like
that, but
still
that,
my
but
favorite
that was
Mario
a
game.
packed-in game, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
still, that's like a reason to buy the console, and it
Yeah.
launched with the console.
That's true.
Yeah. Well,
For
But to
what
me,
I
that's
mean,
my still favorite one.
that was an amazing game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Wii Sports was a great launch title.
That was also a pack-in. I mean, pack-ins, of course, they're launch titles, but I'm trying to think of just games that launch with the
within the
system that you
window,
have
the launch window.
the launch day that,
Yeah, but
but you have to buy
Like
it
Super
separately.
Mario?
You have to choose and spend your
Well,
money on it.
and that's the big debate. It's like, what do you consider launch? Is it a window within like
The,
1 to 3 weeks or a month of
that's
launch,
the
or is
new
launch
thing they call
I,
day?
I
launch
would say that
windows.
launched the same day that.
That's what I think is a launch title. Yeah.
But
But
I think
I said the Mario one because that's also something you can buy standalone, right?
I don't
Yeah.
know. It was. Did they have two different versions? Like you could buy it with the system and without. I mean, you could buy the system without Mario.
Well, just like Wii Sports eventually was sold separate,
Was it? Maybe people who
resell. Like, I mean, didn't have it anymore.
Did Genesis launch with Sonic?
it did not.
No,
Like
I don't
coming
think
with it
it
or
did.
separate?
It didn't. So I'm saying, let me see.
It had Alter
Genesis.
Beast, I remember.
Oh yeah, Altered Beast was. I don't like the console version, but the arcade one was awesome.
I thought the console maybe because it just looked so cool. Like it looked so close.
But you remember like playing in the arcade?
Yeah.
The graphics were so big.
Altered
you go to
Beast.
the-
Yeah. Altered Beast did launch was a launch title. So for Sega Genesis, Space Harrier 2, Tommy
Ooh.
Lasorda Baseball, Last
Classic.
Battle, Thunder Force 2, Altered Beast, Alex Kidd and Enchanted Castle, and Ghouls and Ghosts.
Ooh. Ghouls and Ghosts and Alice Kid.
That was that. I didn't even know that was on Genesis.
That's
That's
a
a,
hard game.
Wings.
that's,
Pilot Wings.
Oh yes, Pilot Wings. I remember that game.
that was a launch title for the Super Nintendo, huh?
I don't know if it was launch. It
Oh,
may have
yeah.
been. Yeah.
So
it may have
it
been.
was only 5 games that launched with the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was to show off the new chip that they were
Yeah.
using, where it can scale things all crazy.
Was that? Did they
Mode
call it
7?
Mode 7 back then?
Mode 7, yeah.
Yeah. Were they already calling it Mode 7 back then?
I think maybe internally too.
Yeah.
And then it comes out, and I think it was just to show that off, but it ended up being a pretty fun game.
So we had Super Mario World, F-Zero, Pilot
Yeah.
Wings, Sim City, and Gradius 3. I thought Final Fight was a launch title.
what was that?
Huh?
Final Fight.
No,
Oh,
that came
no,
out
no,
a
that
little
came out
bit
later.
after. Yeah.
And it was
Ah.
disappointing. One player.
That
Oh, yeah.
sucked. One
My
player.
brother and I were like doing everything we could to get the second player to work until we saw a new Nintendo Power. It said it's only one player.
Yeah, we rented that. Me and my brother were like, "What's going on?" And then it was like, "Oh,
Yeah. It's disappointing.
yeah." But still a great game. But
Yeah, it
just
still looks good.
yeah.
And
But it was, to me, it was really like floaty. When they would jump, they would launch and then they would float. And it was like, okay, the jumps really floaty, but
This
still
is the
good.
console versions?
I
Final
don't
Fight?
know. Final Fight, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It just
I don't
felt
remember
really
them floating.
Final Fight was still better. No, Mighty Final Fight. That's the one that was good.
Was that the Nintendo one? Wasn't that like
Yes,
the
it was.
last Nintendo game ever released?
It was great.
For
You
the
had like little
NES.
levels and stuff like that. It's like a little RPG element in there.
I want to go back and play it.
was it like Rival Schools or something? Not Rival Schools.
It was like
what's the one?
River City Ransom?
City?
Yeah, you're like little chibi. You had like little big
Okay,
headed
it's
guys.
River City. Yeah. What was it called? Final
Mighty Final
Final
Fight.
Fight.
Mighty. I forget about that one.
Yeah. I think it was like the last or one of the last. I think a Kirby game might have been the last Nintendo game
'Cause
released.
you had like experience. You could level up and stuff like that. I remember we read that like it.
I don't think I ever
You know what,
played it. I've only seen it.
One of the greatest launch games that just means a lot to a lot of us
What's
in this
that?
group,
Halo.
Elebits.
Oh, for the Wii.
Was that the launch
Not
title?
for me.
That was a launch title for the Wii. Yeah.
Did we get it at launch?
We had it because when I had the Wii, you guys brought it with
Oh
my brother, and
yeah.
that wasn't too long after it launched.
You know, I
We were
didn't.
playing at that guy's
We
house.
didn't get it at launch, right? But we got it like Black Friday,
Elements wasn't launched though. It was not launched.
wasn't it? It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Must have been launch window.
Because we got Trauma Center,
Yeah,
that was
Trauma
launched.
Center. Yes.
and we got
We
We got
Legend of
Madden,
Zelda.
one of the Maddens.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance was launched. Blitz the League was launched. Raven Rabbits, I got that one.
Yeah.
And I got Raven Rabbits. I got
Oh, Raven Rabbits. Yes, I got that. Or
yeah.
the
We had that too,
rabbits.
didn't we?
And
Yeah,
I
we
got
did.
Metal Saga Anthology because I was talking to John Paul about getting it. And he said, "Yeah, you should get that. It's good." But then I never pulled the trigger on it.
We got it though, Larry. Didn't
Which
we?
one?
Metal Slug Anthology.
Yeah, you guys got it.
Did we?
I remember
Okay, we
had
got
it.
Twilight
It wasn't that
Princess. We got that for sure.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, Twilight Princess.
Twilight
I got Red
Princess.
Steel.
You got Red Steel.
And then my Metro Prime Corruption came out maybe like a month later, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Elebits was launched, but I think it was like a week or two afterward.
It was launched in Japan,
Oh yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it was later in America.
So I did get Madden because I remember playing that. We used
Yeah,
to
we
play that
remember playing that
backyard
together with
backyard
the motion
Madden.
control.
Raving Rabbids for sure. And Trauma Center. I forgot about Trauma Center.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Trauma Center.
What do you remember our PS2 games we bought at launch?
Us,
Gainer?
we got
Yep.
Summoner, we got SSX,
Yep.
we got what else was it?
Come on.
Let me look at the list.
Mighty Final Fight looks a lot more like Double Dragon than Final Fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's just,
does.
It plays a lot like it.
Eternal Ring, with that one? No.
No, we didn't get that one, did we?
No.
We got Summoner
Well,
for
we-
sure. Did we get Time Splitters? At
We had
launch?
it, but I can't remember if it was launched.
Yeah, the
we
second one,
did.
right?
No, I think
Oh,
we got the
okay.
first one at launch, didn't we? Because I know we bought that little multi-tap thing so you can have 4 controllers.
Yeah.
I thought it was for
Yeah.
We had
Time Splitters.
We had Eternal Ring. No, we did not get Eternal Ring.
No, we got
That's
Summoner. Did we get Dead or Alive 2?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that might have been
I
it.
remember playing the first one with Junior a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Remember
The
Buddy
wave.
War and Dead or Alive 2? Dead or Alive 1?
The wave, the booby waves looked
Yes.
so weird.
Isn't
Wow.
weird you mean amazing?
Do you remember that? We played it. All we do is counter. over and
Yeah.
over again.
They were fun games.
Yeah.
So how much influence do you think a launch like lineup has on a console like succeeding? Do you think it has no
It
say
has
in
in
it?
It can. I think.
In their market, yeah.
It can tilt this. I think this generation less so than the past. But I
I'm
think
thinking like
it
Xbox
can-
360 outsold the PS3 in the United States because of not because of the launch lineup, but because of the price was cheaper and it was available first.
Did it outsell in Japan?
I don't think so, but it did really well in the West.
Oh
the
yeah, in
West,
Japan. Yeah, did Xbox 360 won in America, right?
Yeah, by
Yeah.
far.
In America,
Yeah.
yeah.
And even though it had a 50% fail rate attached to it.
I know. I had one that failed.
Oh,
I
did
ended
you?
up getting a free one.
Oh
because
yeah.
The lady messed up when she was taking my case down at Microsoft. I ended up getting a free one, but it was like.
Yeah,
then that one
explain
died
what
on me.
happened again. So you
I
called
don't
in.
even remember exactly. I made an account, and then she gave me a reference number to finish because I had to go. I was
Okay.
house sitting for my cousin, and I had to go for some reason. She's like, "Okay, well, I'll give you a reference number. You call this back, and we'll finish this. Your whatever it was, giving my model number and all that stuff."
Okay.
So I called back later, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I see you're ready to go. I'll just ship it out." And it was a different lady on there,
That's weird.
and
So
then I got a free one.
so
yeah,
they
and
ended
it
up,
wasn't
like-
mine. It was my cousin's.
so they ended up like renewing your warranty, right? Without actually.
Without having had to send it in, yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
a good thing too, because I had opened it, so I was trying to do the heat mod to it, like the hack
Mhm.
where you just heat it
Wrap
up
it in
and
a
hopefully the solder
towel.
balls will reattach. Yeah. And that didn't work, so I ended up getting the one for my cousin for free. He already bought one for himself. He didn't know about the Red Ring of Death
Ah.
rebate, or that thing where you send it back in and get a free one.
Mhm.
So he's like, "You just keep it," and I was like, "Okay." So I ended up getting a free one, and that one died too, eventually.
Yeah, that sucks. Those are your cousins, right?
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you had a huge launch
Yeah, you
lineup.
guys got Zombie U.
Yeah,
I remember
Well,
that. That
I
was a
didn't.
big thing.
but we don't. I don't
I
think we
ended up
got it at launch though.
Well, I
no.
never got it.
What's the launch? It was a
Yeah,
launch game.
yeah.
And then on that day, I got Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. I got Raven Rabbit,
I think I got Nintendo Land.
Nintendo Land. What else did I get?
This was
I
like the
can't
first
remember.
the first Nintendo console that felt like had a decent digital storefront. Because the Wii, I mean, I used it for virtual console, but that's it.
Yeah, I have a lot of digital. My downfall was the Wii digital
Yeah, it
thing, and I
sucks
have
that they
all my
didn't.
stuff, like 30 games from my Wii downloaded on my Wii U through the
Yeah,
store,
at least that
and so
moved
all
over.
yeah, so I'm like I have all that game, and I every now and again I fire it up and play them, but it's like man, when this stuff dies, it's gonna die hard.
It seems like launch lineups aren't that big a deal nowadays because it seems like there are a lot of ports from previous generations,
Hmm
Yeah.
Well,
and
they started that in the Wii U era. So the
yeah,
PlayStation
PlayStation
from
3
from
already.
PlayStation 3 2 to PlayStation 3, Xbox to Xbox 360, they're already doing that jump where we'll make it on this system and we'll port it over to the new system.
Heck, even
And then
like Twilight Princess was on GameCube
yeah,
and on. Yeah, so I remember back in the day, PlayStation 2. I think that was the last generation where it was like it was a big deal. Those games that helped decide what kind of system you're gonna get.
Well, it wasn't just that. I remember back in those days when you got a new system and it didn't play the older system thing, then it really needs a starting lineup.
Yeah, if you don't have
But
backward
PlayStation
compatibility.
2 can play all PlayStation 1 games perfectly, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Hold, does
it's all being
two
emulated,
plays
and
two plays PlayStation 1 games?
yeah, PlayStation 2 plays PlayStation
What?
1.
I don't remember that. It does?
it's
Yeah, I'm
like the
pretty
Wii
sure.
played everybody was big for that thing because the game we played the GameCube games. People are like, yes, we don't have to get rid of
That's
all this stuff
right.
and
Wii
everything
does
part
play
for the
GameCube.
GameCube. You know, and we
But
can
but
plug
Wii
our
U
GameCube
doesn't,
games
right?
right. Hmm?
But Wii U does not, does it?
The Wii U
I
does
mean,
not. It plays Wii games, but not
Does it play Wii
game.
games?
Yes, it does,
Oh
and you can
man.
modify it to play Wii U games. But I think it's all digitally Wii U. You can't pop a Wii U in.
yeah, okay, yeah.
What did
PS2
you?
was
But the
compatible
Wii
with
U
most
does play Wii
PS1s.
games.
Wow, that's crazy. I
And
forgot about all those backward compatible ones. Yeah, I guess it makes launch titles not a big deal because you can just keep playing your old games while you wait for
yeah,
new games to come
and
And
then
out.
it
you
was.
can, but the
Go ahead.
difference between PlayStation 1 graphics and PlayStation 2 graphics is still pretty big, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas today it's kind of harder to see.
Yeah. Because I mean,
You
I
know
see all
what
these
though?
people who
And
really want launch, a new console on launch day, but is it really worth getting a console on launch day?
but yeah, right now it's so expensive, and I think that was this company's this day and age saving grace was, and their big push was backwards compatibility, where Microsoft, of course, is winning in that avenue, but people wanted that. They're like, we have this huge library going back, and it's dying. And Xbox say, yeah, sure, pop it in if it's Xbox original Xbox. Go ahead, pop it in your Xbox and play it. There's a small list of games, and we'll work on those. Which they got one fix finally, but it still has some glitches. What was the one jump ball that you liked?
But there's a couple of games. The only two games I wanted to play on the 360 from the Xbox One were um,
Battle Fantasia.
Third Strike,
Oh,
Oh
Street
yeah.
Fighter 3. It was called, I think, the 20th anniversary edition.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you get Super Turbo and Third Strike in there, and that worked like crap, especially with doing super jumps in Third Strike.
Oh.
And then Jet Set Radio Future was
oh.
wonky as hell, really
Well,
slow.
Did you say
well,
Battle
this
Fantasia,
one,
Junior?
What's that?
Did you say
what
Battle
is that?
Fantasia?
Battle Fantasia.
What is
Oh, I
that
like
game?
Battle Fantasia.
It's a side scrolling you can hide in the dark and you're kind of like
Clock
a
Tower.
Metroidvania.
Clock Tower.
Oh, Shadowfall or
No,
Shadow
Shadow Complex.
Complex.
That
Oh,
was the one that
that.
everybody
Oh
was sad was stuck.
Awesome.
And
yeah.
it,
That's 360.
yeah, and it finally came over. They finally were able to fix it and put it over. It had some issues. They were working on some bugs, but they finally were able to fix that one because people really made it vocal that why isn't Shadow Complex one of your best games?
I
Not
like that
coming
game.
over.
It's short
You know,
though,
360
but
was
it's good.
really was kind of the console home for like all those
Indies.
indies, huh?
Yeah, it was.
The
That was
Yeah.
arcade, yeah,
Indie
indie
Revolution
arcade
started
or whatever it's
in
called.
with the 360 Wii era. Because remember, we had the shovelware,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
every studio was like, we can make a Wii game, throw it on the Wii. You want to
Yeah.
make a stupid
Because
game, throw it on the Wii. And
PS3 really didn't get a whole lot of indies, huh? Or PS4 even.
No, it was hard to
no,
Yeah.
develop for.
It
yeah,
was more
PS3,
Xbox.
yeah, PS3. They were Japan, and they were like, they make sure they like we have a standard. We're not going to do too many indies, but we're going to have a lot of quality RPGs and a lot of quality what was it? It was RPGs and their action adventure games and stuff like that. That the
Yeah.
PS three
Uh,
was like what was it what's that one, Mass Effect and stuff like that.
Uh,
okay.
well,
So
they had the Cell CPU, and it was like it's still actually really interesting, and it has a lot of power potential, but it's so hard to work with because it had these weird like cores,
Yeah, it's supposed to have been
and
really hard to develop for, right?
yeah, everything's got to be timed perfectly to come back into the central processing unit to go out to the rest, and so it was really hard to develop for, but had a lot of promise to get more out of it. But
Uh,
the other thing for them, I don't. This is a plus or minus, I guess, how you see it. If you work for the company, it's a plus, which is it's hard to emulate. So people have to buy the hardware.
yeah.
Um, whereas at the same time, now you're trying to emulate for your newer consoles, and it's having a lot of problems. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, it's starting to get long, so just want to bring us up to our last topic real fast. I don't think you watch Mandalorian, do you, JP?
no.
So yeah, I guess it's just be mostly us. Season 2, episode 5 had a pretty big episode where they whole lot of we got Baby Yoda's real name. We got his
Okay.
backstory. We got introduction of a Jedi in this episode, a fan favorite Jedi. We got some teasing for
But
the
not really a
future.
Jedi.
She was a Jedi and she left the Jedi Order.
Yeah,
But I mean, so there's a lot of stuff happened in this last episode. Have you heard
yeah.
anything
They
of
they, they
ever?
really expanded on the universe.
Yeah. So I guess spoiler warning for anybody who hasn't watched the episode yet. Baby Yoda has a name. What do you guys think about it? Grogu.
Mm.
No, that's
I'm glad they
catchy
didn't
as
go with
Yoda.
like a Yodo and try to take on the Yoda
Oh,
name. And
what's
it's like,
Yoda's
okay,
like?
this,
His little wife was a Yaddle or something.
Yaddle and Yodu.
Yeah, Yoda, Yoda and Yaddle.
yeah. So I think they just wanted to be, but yeah, Grogu. It sounds too harsh.
Grogu. It didn't sound cute enough. I guess I was
Yeah. Well,
expecting
it'll
Baby
grow.
Boo
People
Boo
will
or
get over
something.
it.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of
It's
gotten
good.
used to it.
It's not gonna kill the series.
You can still call it the child. You can still call it Baby
I'm
Yoda.
gonna call him Baby Grogu.
Yeah.
You can call it different things, whatever. It's a canon name. It's its name, but you don't have to. You can still give it a nickname and call it whatever you like.
What'd you guys think of Ahsoka Tano? I think Rosario Dawson did a really good job.
I think so too. I think it was a
So
good.
so by this time, her master is already dead, Ahsoka, and she's in
Yeah.
hiding because
Oh,
Luke has been
wow.
slain by Skywalker,
Luke has not
and
been playing.
No,
Luke's
Luke's
still
still
no,
alive.
around.
Anakin has been slain by
Yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Anakin's
So
been
she,
slain. Yeah.
which is weird to know that. Like before, you kind of knew it. It's like, oh, in the animation, she's here during this time, and you know it. But to actually see like there she is live and in person after her master is dead and Yoda's gone and all this stuff, and she's in the middle, and it's pretty cool because I think what they're doing, they're getting away from the Skywalker saga, and so
Yeah.
they're trying to open it up to bring in more other. They're trying to bring other stories from the Star Wars universe
They sure
together
are.
to make a
I
new
mean,
saga.
they mentioned Thrawn at the end, and that's totally extended universe books and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's good.
So
I was
I'm
happy.
I'm just I'm getting interested back with Star Wars, not like I used to be,
That's good.
but
Yeah,
I
because
used to have books upon books upon books, and
I
I
know
knew the
some people who
lore.
who aren't into the movies at all, who just like the TV shows and the comics and stuff like that. So it feels like
Yeah.
this TV series is kind of for them.
Well, the last 3 movies weren't that great. The last 6 movies weren't that great. They didn't live up to the original first 3 movies, and a lot of people thought it was going to be corrected with J.J. Abrams, and it kind of wasn't. But it gave us a story, so people were like, "Okay, we get the
Yeah.
story. It's good." So I'm glad they're getting away from this. I think the rise and the fall of Star Wars could be the Skywalker saga, and they need to get away from it
Yeah, I think they.
before it's their shark.
Well, they're saying there's a chance they might bring Luke because they're gonna take the Grogu to the Jedi Temple, and he's supposed to be able to attract another Jedi. And how many Jedi's are still alive and around?
Well, they don't. They think that Mace Windu's still alive.
That's a
He'd be
theory.
missing an arm, and his face would be scarred, badly scarred. But if if uh if the Emperor survived the fall, if what's his name, Darth Maul survived the fall, Mace Windu can survive the fall. So and who fell again? What's his name? Fell into the Sarlacc pit. Boba Fett.
Yeah,
So
Boba
all these
Fett.
people survived falls. I think it's just a Star Wars trope.
If you're
He who
popular and
falls
you
lives to
die,
fight
you're
another day.
if you're popular and you die, they're gonna bring you back.
Yeah, from a fall. Has to be
Yeah.
from a fall.
Yeah, that's true.
And didn't Han Solo fall?
Yeah,
So
that's
he could
true.
come back. He's not necessarily dead.
That's
Them are the
true. A
rules.
lot of them
I didn't make the
fall
rules.
down endless holes.
Hmm
I never noticed
So
that.
yeah, that's the whole thing. If you didn't see them actually dead, they have a possibility of
Oh,
coming
come
back.
on. Darth Maul was split in two,
But he
and he
came
came
back.
back. That's
He
crazy.
did come back. It is canon. So
I guess you got to
yeah,
decapitate him or something.
Mace Windu, he just badly burnt in the face, and he's missing an arm. He could
Yeah,
totally make a an arm
that would be crazy if they bring back Mace
saber,
Windu.
a hand saber.
But I mean, known Jedi's that are still alive would be Ezra, or Ezra from Rebels,
Hmm
Cal Kestis
No,
from the video
alive. He
game
died in the game.
series. What's that?
He died in the game.
They don't know what happened to him in the game, right at the end.
I don't know. I'm just starting it today. I don't have any idea.
What's that?
Um,
Star Wars.
the Fallen Order,
I just
Jedi
started
Fallen
today,
Order.
so I just know who that is now.
Is that the one with the kid and the little droid that's on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
back?
It's a
Okay,
fun game.
yeah.
I recommend it.
You have it on 4 or 5.
4. Playing it
Okay,
on
yeah.
5. Yeah.
When you get done with it, I'll borrow it. And we could trade.
Yeah.
I'll give you
It's a lot of fun.
2077.
Yeah. And then what other Jedi's are around? Luke. So I mean, there's not that many Jedi's out and about. So
No, it was Order. Who survived the Order 66?
yeah,
A lot of people.
not that many.
Hundreds upon hundreds.
All right,
No.
guys. So
More
wrap
than
it up
that
before
many.
this gets too long, because everyone listening is gonna want it to end already. We'll put you out of your suffering and say goodbye for today. Hope everybody has a good week. Anybody have anything else they want to say on the way out?
Nope.
Live long and perspire.
So this has been Scatterbrain Studios here with Dirt. We got Poot, Gainer, and Theodius. You can always check out our YouTube channel. We have our Scattercast on a couple different platforms. On Twitter, you can find us at ScatterbrainST. And hope to talk and see everybody soon. All right, guys, have a good one.